It's Thursday evening, quarter to 7, and it's such a beautiful evening. A couple of Highland cattle over here. Such a beautiful evening, I thought I'd take you with me. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been pretty busy with correcting manuscripts and translating. I have a big translation I'm working on right now. It's a chapter of a book. It's a chapter of a book on bovine health, bovine hygiene for cattle, people who raise cattle. It's a veterinary book. It's actually for veterinarians, not for cattle owners. And it's about the chapter I'm translating from German into English, is about ulcers in calves. It turns out that almost all calves, up to as much as 95% of all calves, young cattle, have ulcers in the abdomasum, that's the stomach. And unlike in human beings, where it's known exactly what causes ulcers, stomach ulcers, namely a bacterium that lodges itself in the mucosa of the stomach. It's not known in calves exactly what causes stomach ulcers. Stress, for instance, weaning from the mother, stress of various kinds, transport, change of diet, and especially roughage. When the feed is too rough, apparently it can cause ulcers and also hairballs, just like in cats. So that's what I'm translating at the moment. I learned an awful lot by translating. I forget most of it. Why not? I'm never going to raise cattle, I promise for sure. And I just finished another, well, I didn't finish it actually. I corrected a paper. I tried to correct a paper that has got so many problems. The original author is going to have to either rewrite it so I can understand what he wanted to say, or he's going to have to write it in German and I'll have to translate it, because his grasp of English just isn't adequate. I won't bother telling you what it's about. It's a topic I'd rather not even mention. Nothing. It's just junk food and profit at all costs. If you can make something cheaper, you make it cheaper, regardless of how you reduce the quality. It's that way with everything these days. It's that way with automobiles, it's that way with clothing, and it's unfortunately that way with the food we eat. Here you get a good view of our local scenery. Again, I've taken you on this road a number of times. It's such a pretty evening. I have to be at the pet store no later than, well, just before 7, because they close at 7. And all I need there is some treats for Andor. But that's important, believe me, that's important. His treats are like illegal drugs. I've been making pie dough every day. It's my hobby to keep my wife happy. Karen makes the most gorgeous pies, as any of you have seen my videos before know, because I always eject a few here like these here. And she doesn't have time to make the dough and make these beautiful pies, so I make the dough. Better slow down here a little bit. It's unlikely there's a radar trap, but it's not impossible. So I've been making dough every day. I think I'm going to make a video on how I make the dough, because a lot of people ask her, and it would probably be good if I just put a video up with how I do it. You guys don't have to watch it unless you want to know how to make pie dough. Maybe many of you do already. I make it with a machine. I make it with a food processor, similar to what in America Cuisinart. And it only takes about 15 minutes altogether. Cleaning up the machine afterwards takes almost no, it doesn't, but it takes a while. But I prefer the machine. Actually, I can make the dough more reliably using the machine. A lot of people have trouble with the machine because they use it too intensely. That is, they chop the dough, the butter into the flour too long. You have to do it for a very short time, pulsing it. I have a very nice machine that pulses automatically, so I'll make a video out of that. Someone recently asked me why they never see police cars. And the fact is, in Germany, you almost never see a police car. Very rarely anyway, unless there's something happened that the police are needed. I think it's, if you think about it, the past in Germany taught people that the police don't need to be seen, and it's a good thing to, of course. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times. In big cities where there's there might be more crime than they are around, but they're not predatory like they are in America. The police are absolutely not predatory here. They don't go looking for anybody breaking the law. And they don't respond with adrenaline. I generalize here. I'm certain that there are aggressive police in Germany too, somewhere. I've never experienced any, but you can't generalize about things like that too much. In any case, that's the way it is. Like I say, we rarely see any police. The police I've had to deal with, and I have a few times, well, yeah, we had an accident one time where the police came. But generally speaking, I've only had to do it when there's been we've had trouble with some young people celebrating too loud all night long until 6 or 7 in the morning, and then we call the police. They're always very, very nice, very pleasant, very helpful. They also treat the young people decently, in spite of the fact that the young people are not always decent. The police station's right here. In fact, this is the police station right there in Alsfeld, where we are. So, and I'm going to now stop talking, and this is the parking place that I've brought you a number of times. I see oftentimes interesting cars here, and I'm keeping my eyes open in case I see anything that might be worth taking a picture of. I don't see anything in the moment. Okay, so we're here at this is the pet store, and I'm gonna pause this and bring you back in a little bit. Well, that took longer than I hoped it would, just because I took so long to find the things I wanted. That'll be the shopping for the next week, basically. I bought a few things that to stock up on. It's over $100. Well over $100, actually about $120. I'll take you home a different way, so we don't always drive on the same roads. I may speed this up. I may just stop talking and speed it up and put a little music on for you. thought you'd let me look at, and I'd let you look at me for the last minute of our trip home. We're here in our little village of Ruhlirchen, and I see it's garbage day, so I put the garbage out. Here's our home, and like our good buddy says, they're down in Texas. Rusty glove box. I'm out of here.